Hey yo, what is up? We are back on the tanks, what I used to review full time. And this is the Gryphon, kind of like a reward tank. Well, I won't say a reward tank, this is a tank you pay money for 55,000 gold or whatever combination of resources that you will have in your garage. You're going to put it together and try to get this tank. If you just pay gold, it's 55,000 gold. We are in, can't remember the name of this map, but I have not played tanks for a long time, so I'm kind of rusty. This is my first game in the Gryphon and first game in World of Tanks in a long time, so don't be too harsh on me. I know I'm gonna suck, but yeah, you're gonna see me make a lot of mistakes, but basically I'm trying this tank out for the first time, and we're just going to check it out together. This thing, now that I've played 2 games with it and doing the voiceover, I'm going to tell you straight up, this tank is going to be worth that 55,000 gold because it's kind of fun. One thing you like about new tanks today is you don't want them to be too overpowered. You don't want them to be too dominating, because that's what this game has been. That's what's been wrong with this game all this time, is tanks getting more and more overpowered. The newer tank is getting better than the older tank, and it just keeps escalating. And when is it ever going to stop? Please do something about it. And this tank is a good example. It's not that great, but it's kind of fun and kind of useful in 2025 meta, in my opinion anyway, because as you know, games are getting shorter and shorter. You know, the amount of games that you can get that is over 5, 6, 7 minutes is very far and few in between. So this is a kind of like the tank that you do need for 2025 meta, because you're gonna need tanks that actually have a little bit of speed and mobility to be able to deal with the high-paced games today. And this tank is pretty quick. It's got 43 kilometers an hour top speed, but I've got the turbos on, so it's going to be a little bit quicker than that. I'm also running turbo, vertical stabilizer, and the other one is, I can't remember, vents. Yeah, that's what I got, vents on this thing. You could use a hardener if you want, but of course that's going to severely slow the tank down. I prefer to go with mobility. The other good thing about this tank is the accuracy. It's got stock 0.35 dispersion. Moving dispersion is pretty good as well, 0.16, which means you don't really need a vertical stabilizer if you really don't want to. It's not necessarily, but it helps. I'm using it, and it really improves the snapshot capabilities, which you're going to see me do a couple of times here in this game. And of course, sometimes when you need that snapshot, it doesn't work for you, and that's just the way RNG works, I suppose. But yeah, this got 420 damage, 263 penetration on the AP shells. On the APCR shells, I can't remember what, let me check it out. The APCR shells has 319 penetration. I'm running full APCR here. Shoot APCR on my first game, of course. Why? Because I'm a try-hard, want to win, don't want to lose, too lazy to to play with AP shells. But you know, a lot of people are going to play with AP shells anyway. Anyway, why am I beating myself over this? Anyway, the reload time is, oh yeah, if you take a notice on the reload, you can see 2 shells there. This has an auto reloader, and I don't know how it works, but I feel like I need to play this like a single shot tank, and then you know, only use the second shell if I need to, like, completely unload on somebody. If you unload 2 shells, just wait a little while, it'll reload and come back again, and just, you know, I don't know, I didn't really pay too much attention to what kind of auto reloader this is, but I just played it without doing much research on the on exactly the stats. It has 2 clips, the intra clip, which means the reload time to shoot the second shell is 2.5 seconds. It's 2.21 seconds in time. As I mentioned earlier, the speed is not too bad, 43 kilometers an hour going forward, but it's the power to weight ratio that gets this tank up and going fairly quickly. It's kind of like a medium heavy tank. You kind of feel like it. I don't feel like it's got a lot of armor, which is why I'm playing kind of like a medium tank role instead of the traditional heavy tank role. I'd rather use the mobility, gun accuracy, as you can see here. Pretty good aim there to hit something quite a distance away. I think I got it down to 2.8 dispersion with all the cruise skills and food and vertical stabilizers and whatnot, and vents brought it down to about 0.28 accuracy. So the gun handling is pretty good, the snapshot is pretty good because of that moving dispersion of 0.16, and it works really well. That's how I would play it anyway. You could play any way you want. You could put the hardening on it to make it play more like a heavy tank. I don't think it will severely handicap it or make it any worse. It's just going to add more armor. Maybe you lose a little bit of agility, but it's going to work fine. And the way I see it, as you can see, games happen very quickly. This is like a 6-minute game, and although I was not being a superhero, that's a snapshot right there. I wasn't being a superhero, but I was trying to push forward as much as I can, because I know what it's like in 2025. You need to get a move on. You need to use mobility to get damage for yourself. Otherwise, you're just not going to get a lot out of the game if you do not keep pushing forward and keep using mobility. If you were in a heavy tank, slow tank, you're just going to go one place, and if there's no damage there, if there's no enemies there, you're not going to get any damage in the game. It's very difficult to chase the damage in a slow tank. We are in fjords, and of course you always go down into the middle. I don't know if it's still the meta in 2025, but this is what I always do: get into the water and get into the middle of the map as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, and we are up there. And immediately that's what the enemy thinks as well. They have a whatever that tank is, BZT, I really don't know what that tank is, and there's an E50 right there. E50 is flanking that rock, and that BZT is right up on the face of the hill. So we're going to try and get a snapshot here, but he's hidden away, and then that E50 shoots me. I feel kind of like a noob there. I should have known better. Again, I should have shot for the tracks there and tracked him and get some residual damage. Instead, someone else does it. In hindsight, yes, I should have done a lot of things. I could have done a lot of things better, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I have forgotten a lot of critical moves. There are some... You're going to see me fumble here a little bit on situational awareness. You're going to see me fumble a bit on the controls because I can't remember what buttons do what, so I was making a little bit of mistakes here and there. And right now I've unloaded on the 103 and he's not there. Now I'm going to take one shot from the pattern who was hiding there in the bush. He's a one shot, but here I'm looking for my repair kit and I can't remember which button, where it is, and finally got it. And then now some interface problem, and I'm trying to figure out what buttons am I supposed to press next. But yeah, that's what happens when you have been away from the game for some time. You know what, I want to get back into the game and play a little bit more tanks. I've been doing a lot of reviews on peripherals, and I've actually been gaming quite a bit less because I have just a lot of stuff to get done, a lot of commitments. You know, when you promise a brand to do something, to put out some posts, do a Reddit review, post something on Twitter or whatever, it just takes up a lot of your time. And then when I do some reviews, I set up 2-3 cameras, blah blah blah. There's a lot of editing, syncing and whatnot. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but it is an excuse. I have been pretty busy with my IRL as well, just doing a lot of stuff. So if I'm slow on the tank content, please don't blame me. I'm doing my best. If I find something interesting, I try to cover it. Like this tank is pretty interesting. I've not covered a lot of tanks recently. I'm covering this tank because this tank is interesting and it's fun. I think I shot the barrel there of the dead E50. That is a shame. I tried to snapshot or try to Coppola snipe, this guy, but RT took care of him. That's the only time when we actually like RT, when they are on our team and they are pretty good. So anyway, this coming to an end of the game. You don't see me actually doing a lot of shit in this game. In fact, I didn't do a lot of shit in the first game. I was just playing as a kind of like a support medium tank role. I didn't have enough of that experience and awareness to be as aggressive as I used to be. I promise I used to be not bad at this game, but right now I'm just kind of like chilling, sitting behind and letting the game progress before I decide to do anything. In fact, my situational awareness is so bad, I did not notice that K91 for the longest time until it was dead. So anyway, I'm going forward right now and being a bit cautious, even though I still have about a quarter, more than a quarter of my hit points. Is 1/3 of my hit points still there. I could take a shot or two, but I also wanted to stay alive. It was that EBR that spotted me and he's away. I do not want to be one tap by the Gryphon or any kind of FV4005, so I was being a little bit cautious there and trying to get this EBR, but missed him. But I still have that bad chat to shoot at. Give him one more shot. Now I'll wait for that reload and hopefully some backup will arrive soon. But I've only done 2.7k damage, so it's really kind of pathetic, to be honest with you. I think with a little bit more game time under my belt, I believe I could do a little bit better than that. But yeah, it's not too bad. I missed that with that shot there. That was a noob mistake. That was inexperience, or that was rusty again with that shot there. I'm very lucky that the FV did not choose me. He decided to go for the full health FV on my team and pick up 900 damage for his last shot, and we finish him off. And now I'm just chasing down that maybe one more shot of damage from this. Is this EBR? Yes, it is. The last surviving tank, and let me finish that shot. And I got him on the third person mode. So that is the Gryphon. Pretty good tank. I would get it if I had enough gold, if I had enough resources. Pretty fun tank. It's going to be a fun tier 10 tank tonight. I'm going to see everybody come out with this tank. Hope you enjoyed this video and took some useful information, and put your bids in early so you get a nice number. Thanks for watching. Bye.